Okay, I see y'all down there in the chat. I see y'all down there in the chat. We're going to give a couple of people some time to get in the building. Greetings to Rui, Mother Twerks, Real Deal Financial, y'all. This is not, if you don't want to hear me cursing and going all the way the fuck in like I do on my classic rant streams, this ain't gonna be the stream for you. My language is going to be very properly foul, okay? So if you want to hear some prim and proper shit, this ain't gonna be the stream for you, okay? Period. So let's really get the fuck into this topic. I see some bullshit that I'm going to call out. I know I'm going to be the only person in this space to call it out. Hey, being real is a hard job, but somebody gotta fucking do it, right? So, let's get into it. Stream is starting soon, so please go ahead and grab your drink, your cocktail, your snack, or whatever. We about to get lit.
Love interrupted by tragedy, lost in the drought of nightfall, running in search of the remedy, trying to find her place in it all. Focused only on the negative. All she can attract is pain. Perception is what will manifest. Thought she could escape, but it's all the same. Birds fly south for the winter, but she ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know she'd rather keep her distance, but as time moves on, she's drifting away from me. But did the ocean breeze pacify you? Did the palm trees sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. Concrete will shape the quicksand. Just when you think you're in control, but you're not alone. Take my hand, no shame in the surrender to a bigger picture. Birds fly south for the winter, but you ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know you don't wanna burn bridges, but as time moves on, you slipping away from me. But did the ocean breeze pacify Did the palm trees sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. You thought the grass was greener, but she was safe all along.
Get into it. Yes. Get into it, bitch.
Birds fly south for the winter, but you ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know you don't wanna burn bridges, but as time moves on, you slipping away from me. But did the ocean breeze pacify you? Did the palm trees sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. Thought the grass was greener.
Shout out to Queen and Callie. Mother twerks in this game. Shout out to her. Oh, she kisses. I know what you're talking Loading got it to this thing. Shout out to Loading got it. I see you, love. We're gonna jump right into it. Without further ado,
I'm not afraid of time. I'm always getting better, always in my prime. I don't need to start so online, 'cause I'm always getting better, always in my prime. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how is everyone doing on this lovely Thursday evening? It is Thursday, isn't it? How's everyone doing? Shout out to the chat room. We got Golden Goddess bringing the golden vibes all up in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Nice to see you here. Jerry Poor, Queen of Cali, Mother Twerks, Real Deal Financial, my big bro, Jerry Poor, Real Deal Financial, 1D Forever, Real Yee. Who else we got up in this thing? And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. So, what I want to get into, and I'm going to do a screen share because I have some articles with some information that I think would be very, very beneficial for everyone. On my community wall tab about, I want to say a week and a half ago, I left a link to an article about single shaming. And for those of you that don't know what single shaming is basically tactics used by either other single people or married people or people in relationships to sort of penalize people that are single. So since you're single, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you married? Why don't you have a ring on your finger? Why don't you have children? Oh, there's something wrong with you, you know? So lately in certain spaces where I guess you call it the relationship sector, where you have people talking about marriage and relationships and things like that. You have people that are really doing the whole fucking 1-2 step, really with the scare tactics. And the number one scare tactic lately that they've been using is what? You're gonna die alone if you don't have a ring. Oh, the clock is ticking. You need to hurry up and get married. Bull fucking shit. Let me tell you something that I know for a fact. And this is from what I've seen online and in offline spaces. Married people, this is specifically for married people. Married people that shame single people really do envy the freedom and peace that single people have. I'm going to get right the fuck into it. Like I said, if you don't want to hear cursing, if you don't like foul language, this ain't going to be the stream for you. Because tonight, I'm going to really get the fuck into it. You have other women on this platform weaponizing their marriage and the fact that they have a ring on their finger to put themselves above other women. Ha ha, where your man at? That's why you don't have a man, because you this and you that. Let me tell you something. A ring don't make or break you. And a lot of you bitches that steady like to put yourself above other women, that's internalized misogyny. You're no different from the men in society and the rest of society that does that shit. Oh, a woman ain't worth shit if she ain't in the kitchen with an apron on or raising children or pregnant or walking around this bitch looking like a Hebrew fucking slave because she's so tired taking care of the kids and taking care of a man that she ain't even got time to go to the fucking spa. You ain't worth nothing because you don't have a ring on your finger, because you ain't dedicated your entire damn life to a man and raising his badass nappy head children. Yes, I said it. And I don't fucking take it back. Yes, I said it and I fucking meant it. See, when you're single, you can afford to go on staycations and vacations and commit more time to self-care. See, the problem with a lot of you, especially you bitches, the problem with y'all, you don't have no self-compassion. You don't know the first thing about self-care, bitch. Self-esteem is self-generated, bitch. Keyword, self. Self-esteem, bitch. Not key esteem, not husband esteem, bitch. Because if something happens to your boyfriend or your husband or this or that person, you really think you're complete, your life is complete because you have a ring on your finger? Let me tell you something. Just because a person is single, and let me get into this too, this die alone bit. I'm going to be all over the place, so please bear with me. Bitch, most people die alone. Most married people die alone. Old, young, middle age, in between. Most people are going to die alone, bitch. Newsflash. Every woman elder, every single lady elder in my family, their husbands died before them. I have a great aunt in Austin, Texas right now. That lady is 98 years old. She cleans her own home. She keeps it spotless. She cooks her own food. She runs her own errands unless she has to pay someone else to run them. And she has a perfectly thinking, working brain. Her husband died before she did. And she's still alive and well today to talk about it. So we're not going to sit here. See, what these people like to do, a lot of these motherfuckers ain't really happy with their life. Because see, first of all, if you're happy with your life, you would feel no need to try to compare your life to someone else's as to shame them for what their life choices is. Bitch, marriage and children is simply not a pillar of success for every woman or every man. I know men and women that have chosen to walk their own path and have chosen to opt out of marriage and children, and they're not wrong for that. You motherfuckers act like just because a person is not married, living with somebody, that one, they're gonna just for sure die alone. Well, I've already said earlier that one, most people die alone, but two, with them, it's either one extreme or another extreme. It can't be no in between or different paths, or different walks of life. Either you gonna be married or be in this fucking tumultuous marriage for 30 years, or you're gonna be single and miserable. And bitch, I've seen plenty of single people and plenty of people that may not be married, but they're in relationships, they have significant others. I've seen them live more fulfilled and happy lives than a lot of these so-called happily married people running around this bitch. So we're not just gonna sit here and act like because you married and because you got a ring, that your life is just somehow so much more glamorous than the person that chose to be single, or the person that chose to just, because see, the thing is, if you have companionship is companionship, bitch. You don't need a ring, first of all, to have companionship. You can have friends, you can have family that care about you. These motherfuckers act like it got to be either one extreme or another extreme. I don't get this shit. I really don't understand it. It's either one extreme or another with these fucking people. Very black and white. But that's that internalized misogyny that a lot of females in this manosphere spaces and in relationship talk spaces, that's that internalized misogyny that they like to assert against other women. Because you have no self-compassion and you truly have no self-esteem, because everything about you is defined by your proximity to a man. So where is your self-development? How have you really self-developed if every decision that you make in life as it pertains to your self-esteem and your self-value is placed on a fucking inanimate object, a ring, another person outside of yourself, a husband, a boyfriend, or whatever? How have you truly developed and refined in life if you place your very value and the essence of your worth on a man? It doesn't make any sense, does it? See, the truth is, a lot of those motherfuckers are jealous and envious of the freedom and the peace. Let's talk about the peace and solitude that comes with being single. You can't tell me that there's no greater solitude in the world. It's not only liberating, but it's peaceful to walk your own path, to come home to a quiet, clean house. Ain't got to worry about people running around, touching your shit, putting things where it don't fucking belong, leaving a mess and not cleaning up after they fucking self. Leaving doors open, flies flying in, running your damn gas bill up, running the fucking AC up, to be able to come home from a long day of work or school or travel and come home to a clean house that smells nice, that's decorated like a palace, okay? Sanitized from head to toe, a beautiful balcony overlooking a golf course with a skyline that's out of this fucking world. On the 4th fucking floor, okay? There's no greater peace in the world to know not only that I did that, but that's all me. All that right there, yeah, I did that. That's in my name. Which leads me to my second point, and I'm gonna get into my screen share, y'all, because we're gonna get into it tonight. You have the women in this space that also like to shame women for being independent. Bitch, adults are independent. Do you not understand that? Does that not make any sense, or is it just too much for you to wrap your small little brain around? Why are we sitting here shaming women for things like having a car, having her own house, paying her own bills, having her a job and a career. Those are things that she's supposed to have. Why are you shaming a woman and trying to make it an issue that she's independent? Why is it an issue? If you're an adult, hopefully you are independent. If you have a living, breathing, working, functioning body, then you should be independent, male or female. So what's wrong with that? I don't get it. Maybe somebody can help me understand it. Because I see a lot of success shaming from other women in this space. Oh, well, you don't want to be married. You want to be independent and have your own. Bitch, she's supposed to be independent. She's an adult. If you're an adult and you can't take care of your own self, then you have a lot to rearrange about your life. Period. Shout out to the chat room. I see y'all coming through. Lion's Time, baby. Tackling the manosphere. What's up, y'all? Thank you for joining me. But let me get back into this whole independent bit. A lot of you motherfuckers just don't like the freedoms that come with being single. That's what I know about you motherfuckers. You hate the fact that you have sat up here and decided to fulfill an unfair societal expectation. Just because you can have children doesn't mean you should. Not everyone's built to raise a child. Just because you can get married doesn't mean you should. Marriage is a lifestyle. Everyone's not built for it. But because you want to live this false American dream and you just got so much to prove to people and for what, I don't know. See, when you're a motherfucker that live your life and live in your truth and walk your own path unapologetically, motherfuckers gonna always shame you. They gonna always find something to shame about you, because the one thing that they envy is not just the freedom you have in your life, but the peace that comes with that shit. They not gonna like this teaching, Jerome. They not gonna like this fucking teaching. People don't like it when you're at peace and you're content with your life and you don't have shit to prove. You can't allow everybody into your fucking space because motherfuckers want to be in competition with you. They always got something to prove, always want to compare their life to your life. Fuck all of that. That's too exhausting to be around. Like, go fix and go find some self-compassion and self-esteem. Now, I'm going to get into this article. Those of you that follow my community tab, you know that I posted an article about 9 days ago. And today I want to break down that article and unpack it. Yes, that's the number one scare tactic that people use. You gonna die alone. Bitch, most people die alone. Who's afraid of dying, period? When you leave, you leave. Whether you with someone or not, what difference does it really make? What matters is the legacy that you left behind and what you did while you were on this motherfucker. It don't matter who the fuck you die with. It doesn't matter who the fuck is there or not there. Because if you're loved, at your going away ceremony, people are going to say that you were loved. And that's going to speak for itself. But let's really dissect that. What the fuck does it matter? Does that really, what's more importantly, what you left on this motherfucker and what you're going to be remembered for? Or whether you die alone or not? Somebody let me know. Greetings, AMR, the Golden Prodigy. The Golden Goddesses are coming through tonight. Shout out to y'all. Y'all pulling through. I appreciate that. Everybody, the biracial Freddy Krueger, everyone that came over from Golden Goddess, thank you for pulling through, girl, because people don't be feeling me. People don't be feeling me. But I like having a smaller platform. It's easier to manage. It's easier to run. So I appreciate genuine support. A lot of the people that watch the show, they're just spectators. I don't consider them supporters. If you're in this bitch supporting me, typing in my chat, leaving comments, sending supportive emails and cash apps. A lot of y'all cash at me when I'm not even active on YouTube. I appreciate all that love. So thank y'all. But let's really dissect that. What the fuck difference does it make if you die alone? Does that matter whether you, whatever your spiritual belief may be, is that going to determine whether you go to hell or not? Is that going to determine the next path in your spiritual journey or your afterlife? Like, what's most important? The fact that you were known as a positive influencer, a loving, dedicated person that served your country and went on to help other military veterans, and transitioned over into the fitness industry, then transitioned over into the beauty industry, where you were able to establish entrepreneur career for yourself, followed in the path of your parents who were also military vets and entrepreneurs, so on and so forth. I have plaques in public libraries all over California with my name on them. If you go in any public library in California, on the 3rd floor, you'll see a plaque there that was a stack of books that was bought for me by my family. My name is written in the books, literally. My name is the writing on the walls, literally. A lot of people can't say that. So trying to use that scare tactic, bitch, I accomplished what I was supposed to do when I came to this bitch, and I'm still going. Bitch, I lost my parents at an early age. I'm still doing it. I was able to get out of the service, transition into the fitness industry. After working with vets, now I have transitioned into the beauty industry. Hopefully, by the time my fucking press online now, I've exhausted that, and the next step is to open my own beauty bar, my own beauty and wellness center. I own land right now where I can have everything built on my land that my parents left me. Because what is most important is the legacy that you leave before you leave this motherfucker. And my parents knew that shit was gonna be hard. They left me resources. They left me all the tools that I would need to progress in life, with or without them. All I have is myself, and I'm still out here doing it. So when I leave this motherfucker, my legacy is gonna shine for itself. So whether I die alone or not, that shit don't matter to me, because what matters is what you do when you're alive, not whether you die alone or, bitch, most people die alone. Okay, and what? Is that supposed to shame you out of walking your own path? Walk your own path. Have your own life goals. Marriage and children is not a pillar of success for everyone. I reiterate, not everyone was meant for that. Like, that's a false, unfair societal expectation. Think about it. From birth, little girls are socialized by society to be mothers, to have babies, to get married, to clean and cook. What type of toys are you bought as a child? When you were a little girl, think back to the toys that your family would buy you for Christmas. Dolls, changing diapers, doing their hair, little easy bake ovens, in the kitchen cooking, utensils, pots and pans, an apron, a life-size baby dolls that you gotta take care of, do their hair. They socialize you from a child on up to be in servitude to someone else outside of yourself. That's an unfair societal expectation that was placed on women from birth on up. And I reject that. I reject all of those expectations, because as you were given life, and it is your life for you to decide what you will do with it. And anyone that wants to come in your face and single shame you, please redirect them to this stream. See, there's more than a few paths to happiness. And what matters the most is exactly what Rui said. When you leave this bitch, that's the only thing that people are going to care about, is what you did when you were here. When we find out that a family member passed away, or a friend, or a stranger, you're telling a stranger, or you're telling a friend that a distant relative passed away, what's the first thing that they ask? How did they die, and what did they do when they were here? What would your obituary look like? That's what the fuck you should be worried about. Not with, oh, you're gonna die alone. Does that make your life any less meaningful? The fact that you die alone, bitch, when most people die alone? Think about it. Is that, when I've sat here and accomplished more than people double my age, do you really think it's gonna matter if I fucking died alone or not? When I dedicated my life, part of my life, to serving my country? Do you really think, motherfuckers, that's gonna make my life any less valuable because I died alone? When most people die alone? How the fuck does that take away from the value of your accomplishments when you were here? It doesn't erase history. It doesn't erase your existence and the fact that you were a phenomenal person on this fucking planet that accomplished more than what people accomplish half their fucking life. I've literally accomplished, in the years that I've been on this planet, more than what people triple my age have accomplished. And you think a motherfucker gonna be caring about if you die alone or not? This shit is it's starting to look like a fucking cartoon. All of this shit is really starting to look like a fucking cartoon. To me. You done sat up here and served your country. You served during wartime, the National Guard, active duty, gave them 7 years of your life. You were a fucking entrepreneur even after getting out of the military. that started your entrepreneur career and path in the fitness industry, then transitioned over into the beauty industry. And the fun fact about that is my mom, not only is she also an Army veteran, but she was also a beauty industry professional. She owned her own hair salon right here in Austin, Texas. And after she had me and my brother, my dad told her, you don't gotta work no more. My father was an entrepreneur. He was a jeweler. So it's in my blood. But my parents did not just give us things. They taught us the value of not only legacy, but financial planning. It's one thing to have money, but what about resources? Land, owning your own business, good credit, good habits, good business relationships with people. Those things matter. All of that is a part of your legacy. That's what people are going to remember you for. Do you really think it's going to matter if you die alone or not? Think about how many funerals and homegoing services that you've been to. How many people really made it a big deal to say, but she died alone? But like, do they care? Do they really care about that? Or do they care more about your legacy, how you treated people, and the things you accomplished when you were here? Your character. And a lot of the people that's having conversations don't even have life insurance. You want to shame somebody else for the fact that they chose to be single, but you walk around this bitch about to die because you're sickly and you don't even have life insurance. Now you're doing your family a disservice because now they got to figure out how they're going to bury you because you weren't responsible enough to take care of your responsibilities when you were on this bitch. You spend so much time hyper-focusing on other people's lives in the way that they choose to live their life that you forgot to square your own shit away, to square your own business away. It pays to take care of your fucking self. Let me tell you something. Having a ring on your finger does not equate to happiness and fulfillment. It doesn't. I've seen way too many single people, men and women walking around here with friends, maybe girlfriends, but they're not married, boyfriends, but they're not married, and they live perfectly fulfilled lives. So with these people being one extreme or another extreme, it just goes to show you've not only been programmed and brainwashed by society, but you have let internalized misogyny control your concepts and your perspective on critical things in life, and that's not good. Because your children are going to pick up on that. You just don't have no compassion for yourself. And we're not going to sit up here and act like every bitch walking around this motherfucker with a ring is just so happy and they just like living this perfect life. Like, stop it. Because first of all, happy people don't compare their life to the lives of others. Okay, period. Now what I want to do is do a screen share because I want to get into this article. All right. So y'all bear with me while I go ahead and do a screen share. Share screen. Windows, Chrome tab. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all bear with me. I don't do screen shares that often, and this is only, I think, my second or third time doing it. So please bear with your girl. All right. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm gonna get into this article. I need to change my layout. Hold up. Okay. Now, this is an article that was published in December of 2019. Let me go ahead and link the article so that you can read it on your own time, because I'm not going to get into the entire article. I'm just going to go over some key. Welcome, Estrella Yanez. I hope I pronounced your name right. Forgive me if I didn't. I appreciate everyone coming through, showing love. To those that are new, Robzilla, welcome. To all of the new subscribers and supporters, you are more than welcome, and thank you so much for your support. So I'm gonna start anywhere. It's not a long article, but I decided to go ahead and just post the link so that you maybe can dissect it on your own. I want to jump down to this portion right here. Can y'all see that? I zoomed in, but I don't know if it zoomed in on the share view. Okay, it did. Estrella Yanez. I hope I pronounced it right. I'm not the best at I butcher names a lot, so I'm sorry. Let me take a sip of my cranberry juice. I'm gonna enjoy a glass of wine after the stream, y'all. These streams take a lot out of me. So the article reads, when people call single women selfish for the act of tending to themselves, it's important to remember that the very acknowledgement that women have selves that exist independently of others, and especially independent of husbands and children, is revolutionary. Wow, the fact that would have to be revolutionary. Continuing on, a true age of female selfishness in which women recognize and prioritize their own drives to the same degree to which they have always been trained to tend to the needs of others might, in fact, be an enlightened corrective to centuries of self-sacrifice. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. You're not considered valuable unless you're being a selfless servant to someone else, as if that's your role as a woman. Now, biologically, I'm not going to say that that's what we were just born to do. That's something that I think you choose to do. Because when it comes to marriage, because men have to serve people to a degree as well. So I can't really say that. I mean, even in marriage, like to a degree, men have to also serve their wives and their children. So it's an exchange. It doesn't just fall on the woman to just do everything and all of the things that involve servicing someone. Even down to the bedroom, like you have to give a little in order to get a little. That's just life, right? So this idea that you're not, it's just so amazing, the fact that you have all these people that pride themselves on being married and having a ring like they're so much better than other people, but you're the one that is doing the shaming. So that just really goes to show how you feel about yourself, because without that marriage and ring, you would basically think the same about yourself. You base your value and worth off of a ring in another person. If you have to value and measure your self-worth based off your proximity to a man, you've digested misogyny. That's just internalized misogyny. And if, to me, I always thought like that women that did that were really jealous and envious of single women, but the freedom that they have to come and go as they please, especially if they don't have children. Like I've gotten a lot of hate from women in the Black manosphere simply for not having children. You decided to get married and have children. That's what you decided to do with your life. I'm out here, have more freedom and have more time to commit to self-care and self-indulgement because I chose a different path in life. I didn't sit here and submit to a societal expectation or give in to pressure from society. Even my family, they said the same thing. They said, you don't got to get married. You don't got to have children. My family didn't pressure me to do that. They just said, don't have children out of wedlock and don't catch no STDs. But even the elders in my family, they said the same thing. They said, we support you in your decision if you don't want to have children. Whatever you choose to do with your career path, we support you there. The only thing that we're going to say is when you have sex, wear a condom, don't catch any diseases, and don't have children outside of wedlock. Now, if you chose to get married and walk that path, that's a lifestyle that you chose. I don't look down on it. I look down on people that shame single people for making the conscious, concerted effort to preserve their body and their peace and their solitude. Because essentially, that's what you do when you choose to walk the path of a single person. I know plenty of men and women. I'm in Sigma groups right now. And those of you that don't study Sigma philosophy, about 3 years ago, I was doing Sigma content with this content creator named Sigma Philosophy. I'm going to be re-airing some of those streams too. I put them on private, but I'm going to re-premiere them and get into what like really walking your own path in life and thinking for yourself is all about. We were doing anti-hive mindset content. We were doing content on why it's good to walk your own path and think for yourself, what it looks like, how it can sometimes be challenging and sad, but it's worth it and rewarding in the end because of the freedom. The purpose is freedom and peace. That's the purpose of it all. It's not to throw in someone's face. It's all about you. It's not about anyone else in life. And that's where a lot of people get fucked up. This mainstream culture is so toxic and backwards. It teaches you literally the very opposite of what love is. Mainstream society is toxic as fuck. That's why I'm not on social media. The only connection that I have to social media is YouTube, because it's so damn toxic. It's annoying enough just being on YouTube and dealing with the mindless fucking maniacs here on YouTube. Just mindless people doing mindless shit. Monkey see, monkey do. You want to do it because this person did it. And oh, I'm going to be in competition with you. Like, when you have nothing to prove to people, and when people can't penetrate your self-confidence and your sense of self, and that really frustrates a lot of people in a world where everything is predicated. The value of any person is predicated on some superficial shit. Oh, what kind of car you drive, how much money you have. It ain't ever about character. It's never about how you treat people. It's never about your history with people. It's always about some superficial shit that's gonna perish in a couple of years and not gonna matter 10 years from now. So in a world where everything is just valued by superficial measures, you don't want to be around that shit when you're a person that doesn't absorb that type of shit. That's not the type of information you want to be around day in and day out. You get sick of it. So moving on with this article, I'm going to scroll back up. Psychological effects of single shaming. Now y'all let me know if y'all can see this, okay? As a therapist, one of the things I find most perplexing is how so many successful and confident women have cemented within them the belief that if they have not found the one, that there must be something wrong with them. This is a distorted belief that reflects an equally distorted yet persistent cultural norm. Believing that one's life is somehow incomplete without a partner is as absurd as it is dangerous. Shame, in all its forms, invades our psyche, undermines our accomplishments, and erodes our self-worth. And where one's self-worth is compromised, the potential seeds of depression are planted. This is why you have so many women, especially younger women, and older women too, not just younger women. I'm just gonna say period. Out here talking about ring this and ring that, bag this and bag that. So if you don't got a ring, what does that mean? That your life don't mean a thing? That you don't mean a thing? That you ain't worth nothing? That's a really toxic mindset to have. Especially considering the fact that I've met plenty of married people that were just simply pieces of shit. I meet some of the shittiest, ain't shit ass people you ever want to meet in life. And these are the people that I'm supposed to be trying to tailor my life after. These are the people that I want to be like. I've met single people. I've met married people. I've met a lot of married people that had no peace, had no fucking solitude, no happiness or nothing, because they didn't even know how to be married. They just knew they wanted it because they wanted to prove to society that they could be the best at keeping up with the societal expectation. Like, no, bitch. That's literally like living in your own personal prison. Like, you can keep that life. I'm good. Moving on, it says, single women are members of the most stigmatized groups we refuse to acknowledge. Single men face stigma as well, but not nearly to the same extent. Just consider the connotative contrast between spinster and bachelor or playboy. The cultural lie tells us that women has not reached the true pinnacle of success or become a fully realized person until she walks down the aisle or has a ring on her finger. But what if she doesn't want to say yes to the dress? If she wants to put a ring on it, why can't she buy the ring herself? What if she wants to go to Jerry? Very interesting, isn't it? See, men get put on a pedestal when they choose to be single. Women get shamed for it. You see how that works? So we do live in a society where that happens, but I'm noticing more and more as time goes on that even men are starting to get the same amount of shaming and bashing because they chose to be single as women are. Now, I don't know, it may be an online culture. It may be this toxic, online social culture or whatever, because I don't really see stuff like that out in the real world, because typically I try to surround myself with well-balanced and well-rounded people, right? Good evening, Third Ward. Welcome to the stream. Good evening. So the article continues. All the single ladies. More and more millennials are delaying marriage and instead choosing to focus on shaping careers, nurturing friendships, and honing creative talents. According to the 2017 census, more than 45% of Americans age 18 or over, about 110 million people, are single. This includes those who are divorced, widowed, and never married. 30% of women in the U.S. have never been married. Now, I'm going to stop right there. If you're a person with any sense, then you know there's absolutely life. And I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. So this isn't gender exclusive when I say this. Exactly, Golden Goddess. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. People, yes, absolutely. And what I don't understand and realize is that what people fail to see, that there's life outside of a relationship, be it marriage, be it just you having a romantic companion, period. Do people have hobbies anymore? There are hobbies, there's travel, there's work. You can always pick up a new hobby. If you're feeling real fancy, you can, shift industries with your career, open up a business, which gives you pretty much, if you're ushering yourself into a new industry or field of work, that's an opportunity for you to express your creativity. It's a very fun process. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm telling you what I know. And it's very rewarding and very lucrative if you're consistent. Okay? So there's definitely life outside of relationships. You get what I'm saying? So, Estrella says, I have no judgments for prostitutes, married women, single women. I see them as different forms of womanhood. Just be responsible. Absolutely. I think that people feel that, when you get people that really sort of have been brainwashed by mainstream society, a lot of times they do feel as though we all have to be this hive mind where everyone just has the same life goals. Everyone has the same relationship goals, because if you even with relationships down to just being with someone, minus all the marriage and stuff, everyone has different relationship goals. I know people that have been together for years in monogamous relationships, but they've never gotten married. And they live perfectly happy, fulfilled lives. So who says that because you have a ring, that you just doing the damn thing and you happy and your relationship is so much better than the next person? See how everything is measured by superficial shit? Because when you sign a marriage certificate, that's a whole nother lifestyle right there. Now the government is in your business. The IRS is in your business. Me personally, I feel that marriage is for the purpose of passing down legacy, culture, assets, generational wealth, and things like that. I don't think that you need a marriage certificate to just be in a relationship with someone. Whether y'all choose to live apart or live together, that's something that, of course, y'all will figure out on your own. But as it pertains to getting married and signing a dotted line, unless you're really trying to build, to me, it's just, I don't know. But like I say, different life goals for different people. All of us are the same. And you can't say what's fulfilling for someone else because you're not them. You don't know what their life goals may be. Now, I heard somebody on a live stream right before my stream speaking on single people. And that's because I was going to actually wait to do this stream. My next stream was going to be a live stream about entrepreneurship and what it's like to be an entrepreneur. I was going to go into branding how I hired my vendors, how I hired my accountant. I was going to go into all of that stuff and break it down into 3 different streams. But this stream took precedent over that because of the recent conversations that have been piling on top of each other in the relationship sector. I'm going to have to just stay away from that space because I see it's toxic. But there was a woman on the stream, basically, she's an older woman in her 50s, shaming younger people for choosing not to get married. And I'm thinking, you claim to be this beacon of information, wealth, and knowledge for younger people, but all I see you doing is sitting up on your stream every day, talking down on young people because they chose to basically live a life of to being single or just to not get married. Sometimes choosing not to get married is you protecting yourself. Because men aren't the only ones that get taken advantage of in marriage. Women do sometimes too. That's a whole nother stream, right? So we're not going to sit here and just act like women are the only ones that benefit from marriage. Men benefit from it as well. If so, then they wouldn't be getting married. So for me, if you claim to be this older person with all this wisdom, but you're using scare tactics to try to pressure people, guilt people, or shame them into walking your life path, you're no different than the rest of society. You're a misogynist prick like the rest of those niggas with dicks. And the only thing you missing is a dick, bitch. Now, how's that for your enjoyment? It sounds fucked up, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, I think you're fucked up for shaming younger people into walking your life path. The same way that you had, you lived your life. You're damn near 60, bitch. You had the chance to make your mistake, choose your choices, make your decisions and shit like that. And you did that. So now that you're older and you're envious of younger people and the freedom that they have, we see. This isn't the 50s no more. Women don't have to be married to have covering. Women have access to more resources. They have more rights. They have more opportunity to build on their own. And because you did not have access to those resources back in your day, you want to make younger people feel bad because of what they have today that you didn't have back then. What do they call them? Baby boomers? I see a lot of them really do envy the freedom of younger people that chose to live a single lifestyle. So this is really just something to think about. I think that young people at a high school that are going off to college, be careful about who you choose access to your psyche to talk to you about these type of ideas and things, because a lot of people are unhappy and they want you to be unhappy too. That quote, misery loves company, that's just simply some real shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit around here and act like every person with a ring that's married is walking around this bitch just happy and lovey-dovey and everything is perfect and peaches and cream. But when you got somebody that's sitting up in your face telling you, well, if you don't get married, you gonna die alone. Ain't nobody gonna be there to wipe your ass. Bitch, have you ever heard of friends? Have you ever heard of companions? Have you ever heard of siblings, family members, sisters, brothers, cousins? Life companions. And not necessarily romantic companions, but companionship can come in any form. Companionship can come in having a pet. Pets are living beings. They are actually family members. They should be treated as such. If you think about it, if you were a dog, would you want someone to treat you like you didn't matter? No, you're part of the family. You need to have you need health insurance. You have to take care of the pet the same way you would a child, because it is a living, breathing thing with rights, actually. So yes, all those dudes that be trying to shame women for having cats and having puppies and stuff, they're just jealous because the dog is getting more attention than you. And she has a companion to take up her time. Yes, pets are great companions to have. And scientific studies have proven that having pets and animals for companions actually enriches your quality of life. Estrella says marriages are unhealthy in an unstable environment. U.S. society has been rocky since 2000, and divorce rates reflect that. Just my opinion. I definitely do not disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. Some people got it right. But a lot of people have this idea about marriage, this very one-dimensional idea how it's going to be. And it ain't really about their life. It's about proving something to other people. Well, I can do this better than you. Well, I can keep up with the Joneses more than you can, or just basically for reasons of flexing and shit like that, like empty reasons, basically. Because when you get married, and especially when you have children, it's about the children, really. Your life is now about building their future, right? But a lot of people don't understand that. And some people get in relationships because they want someone to make them look good. They want to be with this person. And I'm not saying that it's a normal human emotion to want attention. I'm not saying that it's wrong to not want attention. That's a normal biological human need. We as humans, we thrive off of love and affection and stuff. But when you're pursuing things, and it's not about you or the other person, but it's about maybe flexing for your friends, or I'm gonna show you I can get a bitch that's better than yours, just some empty shit like that. It's like, why are you really doing it? Why? Like, what's your real purpose? You're not happy at that moment because you're living pretty much by somebody else's standard to prove something for what? So you're stretching yourself, improving your life to somebody for what? They're not the ones that have to live your life. So anyway, but yeah, the children. Once you get married and have children, to me, that's what I thought marriage was for, raising children and passing down legacy, culture, and wealth. That to me, that's how I look at marriage. That's literally a business for your children. It's about shaping their future. You have to prepare them for the world. And one thing that I can say about my parents, they did a damn good job. They may not be here today. I know they're resting in power. But one thing that they did get right, that I can say, they made sure that me and my brother were set for life. They made sure that, I got to give it to them. They had their shit in order. I see why my mom's sisters were so jealous of her. It was because of who she married. Once again, that superficial shit. Welcome to the stream, Aaron Collins. Haven't seen you in a while. So I'm definitely going to leave the stream up. What else? There's another part of this article I wanted to get into. Okay. Okay, I did read that earlier in the stream. Okay, singleism. Yes, singleism. Bella DePaulo, author of Singled Out, How Singles Are Stereotyped, Stigmatized, Ignored, and Still Live Happily Ever After, has been researching and writing about single stigma for decades. She even coined a term for it, singleism. She writes about the obvious and not so obvious ways in which single people are stereotyped and discriminated against, including the various economic and social disadvantages that they face. On her Psychology Today blog, DePaulo offers up some delicious zingers as well as serious answers to the ridiculous questions singles are asked. For example, in response to, "Why aren't you married?" you can respond with the equally ridiculous, "Why aren't you a Christmas tree?" How about that? How many people have been out about at an event, be it, a nightclub, a lounge, maybe, a conference, and you're just having a mimosa and enjoying your brunch, and somebody just sparks up conversation with you. Y'all get into talking about your personal life and stuff. And the question comes up, "So, are you married?" And you're just like, "No, I'm not married." "Well, why not? Do you have any children?" "Wow, you don't have any children, so there must be something." They look at you like you just fell out of a tree. Now, how many people has that happened to ever? Now, if you're married, you can still answer, but I'm pretty sure everybody has experienced that shit at least once in their life. Come on now. Yes, Golden Goddess, yes. Now, if you are a married person and you're doing it, and y'all got the shit figured out, and y'all making moves, and y'all are really a power couple, and y'all doing a damn thing, that's some shit I can respect. But if you a bitch that's around here popping your pussy open for every time Dick and Harry, and you and your husband supposedly got this monogamous shit going on, and you going behind his back, and you just for the streets, sit down. You're an old hoe. You were old, washed up, fat ass, used up hoe at that point. You can't talk about nobody that's not married. Because, bitch, you got a ring on your finger, but ho, you're not even married. Sit down. You're certified stupid. Let's face it, a lot of married people are really single. And they know it, or either they don't know it. And we know what that means. Motherfuckers be creeping around this bitch. We're not gonna act like we don't know it. Okay? So what I started doing is adopted that same this tactic. When they ask me, well, why don't you marry? Why don't you have children? You know what I ask them? Well, why aren't you single? And I don't do it in a nasty manner. I don't do it, to purposely, offend anyone. But let's face it, in some countries, it's actually considered very intrusive to ask questions like that. Only in certain societies and in America is it normal to just dive into someone's private life like that. That's considered very private in some cultures around the world. In some cultures around the world, it's considered ill-mannered to even talk about your private life upon first meeting someone. Especially a stranger at an event or a party or something, that's considered rude among certain people. Even certain American societies that are reformed, they will tell you they don't talk about their private life when they're out and about. So what do they talk about? All of the things in the world that you could talk about, and the only thing, because what it is, when a person meets you, they want to size you up so they can assign you in a social hierarchy. They want to see where you fall in some imagined social hierarchy. Because the married people that live in the big houses and drive the fancy cars and live in the prominent neighborhoods, those are the ones that you're supposed to tailor and mirror your life after, right? But when you don't do that, there's something wrong with you. When you don't do that, then you're a problem, right? Yeah. They don't like that type of teaching. Estrella says, I've had people in the family practically beg me to have at least one child, knowing that we were living in a hostile environment, the hood. Honey, that's the thing. Dysfunction is very normalized. It's like people don't even consider how to get married. They just know they want to get married. And then they don't know shit about financial planning. So what happens is they end up getting married and they marry into poverty. They inherit debt. Because when you marry someone and you do the government contract, whatever that person's debt is, their debt becomes your debt, basically. Especially depending on what state you get married in. And I've got way too much to lose, bitch. I'm not having it. But I already knew since I was a child that I did not want to have children or get married. I just always knew that. And it just stuck with me, and I never changed my mind about it. I just, to this day, that has never been like a pillar of success for me. But Estrella, it's the same thing that I just said, how people will beg you to want to do something, and it's like, well, maybe you're not in a good place. Like you said, you're living in the hood, and they wanted you, that's backwards. To ask a person, you can barely take care of yourself, or you live in the hood, you think that's a good environment to raise children in? So it just goes to show a lot of people have children for selfish reasons. It's never really about business or building a life for someone to carry on and extend your family legacy. It's about, well, I want someone to be able to wipe my ass when I get younger. And that's the point. That leads me back to the point from earlier about the individual that was on the stream talking about, well, you're single, you don't have a ring, so when you get older, you ain't gotta have nobody to come see about you or wipe your ass. Or how do you know? Have you ever heard of friends? So people, just because they're old and they're unmarried, that means they don't have friends or other family members that can come see about them. That goes to show that you only value your children for that. You have them because you wanted to make sure someone can wipe your ass when you get old and can't do it yourself. Bitch, that's what life insurance is for. That's what health insurance is for. But you're so fucking smart, though. You're such a genius, but you couldn't figure that part out. You catch my drift, Estrella? So it's one of them things that just be like people really be exposing themselves. it's like you're basically saying that that's all you value your children for, is to just wipe your ass. You had them so they could just take care of you when you got older. Bitch, if you're living a healthy life, you can reach age 102 and still be able to fully take care of yourself. If you're living right, a healthy lifestyle, and you're obeying your health and obeying your body. Yes, in my fitness group, we call it obeying your body. When you listen to what your body needs or doesn't need and you follow according to that, if you're doing all those things, you won't need nobody to wipe your ass when you get older. Like I said, I got a aunt that's about to be 98 years old. That lady cleans her own house, cooks her own food, and her house be spotless, immaculate. That woman can decorate her ass off. She can cook her ass off. Her mind is in full operation. No Alzheimer's. She don't take no medicine for nothing. The only medicine that she takes is one aspirin, and that's it. She's perfectly healthy. Her husband died before her. So people want you to have this fear inside of you where just because you get old, it means you have to be decrepit and you have to be helpless. When I'm sitting up here and I go to the VA hospital and I do outreach work still for voluntary work for elderly veterans, those people are up and moving and taking care of themselves. We take them food, we take them like gifts for Christmas and stuff. One lady, we've been taking her gifts since like 2017, right here in Travis County. And that lady is bright, bubbly. She takes care of herself and she still has her mind. Her mind hasn't left her. Exactly. Thank you, Golden Goddess. So we're not going to sit here and act like, oh, just because you get old, it means you got to be decrepit. You got to be bedridden. No, bitch, you're just an old fucking hag who done lost her fucking shit because your lifestyle has been unhealthy your whole fucking life. When you live a fast life like that and you don't take care of your body and you reject your physical and mental health, that will happen to you. But if you stay close to God, I don't know what y'all spiritual belief is, but if you stay close to the source and you stay close to the power that gives life and you do right by people, God will shine his light on you and he will protect you and cover you. You'll never have to have a friend or be married. None of that shit. God will fulfill you. You will have a blessed life. You will be fulfilled. And I'm telling you what I know. Nobody else in this life can complete you. Only you can complete you. Period. So the next time somebody asks me that shit, I'm just going to say, well, why are you single? Or well, why are you married? Well, why are you single? Why didn't you choose to have children? Well, why didn't you choose to be single? Why did you decide to get married? You know, and that can spark a whole conversation around singleism. It'll be a teachable moment to teach someone, because basically what it is stigmatization. That's their way of stigmatizing you. Because a person's decision is their decision. And you don't have to justify using your basic human rights. I mean, that's a basic human right to decide not to have children, to refrain from marriage, to opt out and to preserve your life and preserve your body. That's a human right. That's your body. You do whatever you want to do with it. So when you got someone questioning, they're basically asking you to justify it. To them, that's basically, to me, their way of saying that's not normal. I don't think that it's a good idea to just go picking and prying because you send across a message to someone that there's something wrong with them. Well, you don't have children. Well, you're not married. Well, you're damn right. And so what? You are married though. You do have children though. That's the path that I chose to walk. You walk your path, I walk mine. See, this monolithic shit, no. Humans aren't the same. So, on to the last portion of the article. Unmarried does not equal unworthy. Being in a romantic relationship should not be an obligation, regardless of what society or your mother tells you. There are many paths towards happily ever after. Marriage is but one. DePaulo writes, if you are not already a happy person, don't count on marriage to transform you into one. If you are already happy, don't expect marriage to make you even happier. Finally, if you are single and happy, do not fret that you will descend into despair if you dare to stay single. That's not likely either. I absolutely love that. So let me get into this last portion. A new narrative. We need a new cultural narrative in which one's worth is decoupled from one's relationship status. When biased policies that alienate singles become obsolete, when marriage is no longer fetishized and touted as the be-all and end-all, and when women can stop equating their worth with their marital status, we will have truly progressed. What if, rather than obsessing on the single goal of parenting, we set a new goal, cultivating self-compassion and self-acceptance? What if we made a commitment to ourselves to live our best lives in sickness and in health, for richer or for poor, and most importantly, with a partner or without? How about that? How about that, y'all? I enjoyed this stream. I don't know if y'all enjoyed this, but I really did. I enjoyed this stream. I really did. I really do appreciate the feedback from all of you. I love to see new faces in my chat room. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to, neon vibes. I don't know. This is me by me. This is me by me. When you choose to walk your own path in life, you're gonna have moments of loneliness, or you may have moments of sadness, but I'm gonna tell you, it'd be so worth it in the end. The peace that comes with living your own life unapologetically and choosing what you want for your happiness and for your needs, there's no greater, more rewarding gift in life to have the gift of peace of mind, making your own decisions for you. Everything that you do in your life is starting out is supposed to be for you. When you graduate high school, when you're in middle school and you're building yourself up into different self-development programs for school throughout high school, whether it be sports, business classes, whatever programs you participated in. And I was in one program called FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. That's one program that I was in. I was also in I'm a member of the International Honor Society for one of the colleges that I attended upon graduating high school. So whatever it is that you're using to cultivate yourself and to develop yourself, remember that your life, you have to live with the decisions that you make. Because I know I have a lot of people that follow my channel that are newly, that are college students, that are still fresh in college, like 19 somethings and 18s and early 20 somethings. Every decision that you make in your life is going to affect your future in one way or another, big or small, moderate or heavy. So remember to make them wisely and make them for yourself. Remember that you're the one that has to live with that. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your mentors, not your friends. Every decision that you make in life is going to affect your future. So make sure that you're making the right ones and the healthy ones for you. Because some decisions can't be undone. Some decisions are permanent. Some decisions are forever. So I will leave you all with that. I want to say thank you all again for joining me. Golden Goddess, honey, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming through. To all of the new subscribers, once again, I say thank you. I really appreciate everyone's support. I'm going to leave y'all with that. And God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you on the next video or live stream. Peace out.
getting better, always in my prime. I don't need to start to line, cause I'm always getting better, always in my prime.